Alrighty, my YouTube peeps, I'm back. Heading back home from work now, and you know, I'm doing my thing. Once again, I'm CamBXNY. So far, if you watched my last video recap, I'm just a dude from the Bronx, man. I'm a Puerto Rican dude from the Bronx, New York, and New York City, and I had to move after getting a college degree. I had to move away from New York City to get a job, and here I am out in the country. Look at that, the country. Look at this, nothing but pitch black road. That's something that New York City residents aren't used to, driving in pitch black road like this, and freaking deer and all this other stuff, foxes and raccoons and possums popping out on you. But yeah, I'm checking out footage from the Warped Tour, Atlantic City. That was 2 weekends ago. Man, I went. That thing was amazing. But I'll get back to that later on. Anyway, I wish I could reference this better, but I forget what comedian said this. But I wish I could tell you. I totally forgot. I saw him on TV, and anyway, there was a comedian that said it sucks being from New York City and like having to visit other people's cities, and they're like so proud of the city and stuff, and they're like, yeah, look, this is, you know, this is my city, and a person from New York City would have to be like, oh wow, this is nice, this is your city, this is your whole city, all 10 blocks, and your the Rite Aid is part of your skyline. Yeah, it's a bit underwhelming being away from New York City and having to experience other cities, you know, and not to knock other cities, and I'm sure there's charms and stuff about other cities that, you know, make it special for whatever reason, like historic reasons and stuff like that, or like the new culture that was cultivated there or whatever. But whatever. Yeah, so a bit about this channel. I'm just starting out. This is my second video. I hope you can see me right now. I'm in a freaking pitch black car right now. You might, hopefully this camera works. I got the camera settings working pretty well right now. You gotta excuse me, I'm talking alone in my car to a camera is a little weird. It's a little awkward for me, but we'll make it work out. Maybe maybe after a couple of episodes, maybe after a week or a month, who knows, I might formally make a hey, this is CamBXNY and this is who I am and this is what the channel's all about. But just bear with me. So anyway, this channel is pretty much going to be about anything and everything. My hobbies, stuff that I learned over YouTube. Let me just put my hat on real quick. Got my hair a mess over here. Whoop whoop. Yeah. So anything. I'm gonna be referencing a lot of other YouTubers, YouTube channels and stuff, because there's so much cool stuff out there, and there's been plenty of times where I've learned stuff that like I applied to my own life, and you know, other cool things. Whoops, there goes my phone. But also hacks, man. Like, maybe not hacks, but like DIY type of stuff. I'm really into that kind of thing. I got a couple of cool things to show you guys, and hopefully it'll help you guys out. I'm always down to build something with my own hands and spend way less than what it takes to buy something from the store. But yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just a Puerto Rican dude from the Bronx, man. Like, I'm very urban. I'm not ghetto, but I'm very urban. And in some ways, I'm very, like, punk rock. I grew up in the punk rock scene. I don't wear spike wristbands and stuff anymore, but, you know, it's part of my upbringing. And I used to play in a couple of bands. I have a lot of friends that do still play in bands, and now that I actually have a career now and have the weekends off, I really want to get back into playing in bands. Like, I got that desire, man, to just create, and so this is gonna be an extension of my creativity, you know, this YouTube channel, and I hope I reach you guys out there in the United States and in this world. I hope I reach you guys well, and you know. Hey, by the way, I introduced myself, and if this gets to you and you stumble across this video and you're digging it so far, go down in the comments and say what's up. You know, introduce yourself, tell me where you're from, and you know, this is like this is probably gonna be like a pen pal situation. You know, I'm your pal from the Bronx. If you don't know what pen pal is, a long time ago when I was in elementary school, the teacher hooked us up with people like in like other school kids in Florida, and we basically sent letters to each other and sent each other's pictures and stuff. I mean, that was kind of weird considering I was in like 1st and 2nd grade. Like, that was weird, but whatever. But I'm Cam, man. I'm Cam. Like, I hope this turns into a journey for me, and I get to meet a lot of cool people, and I get to run out into people that watch my channel. It'll be awesome. Have you ever thought to yourself, like, yo, I want to leave a legacy behind? Like, I want to do something that other people will see or witness and be like, yo, this guy is awesome, or this stuff that this person's doing is awesome. Like, yo, this dude, he moved away. Oh man, he was such an awesome dude. He did so many great things, you know, around the neighborhood and the scene or whatever. And I used to have that in me. I was kind of a part of the Bronx underground scene. By the way, there's a documentary that my buddy Neil uploaded onto YouTube, and it's the Bronx Underground documentary. Check it out. I was kind of a part of that whole scene. I didn't actually work for the Bronx Underground, but whenever I had the chance, I put on my own backyard shows, or like I would rent out a spot and book a bunch of bands, and it was pretty cool because for a while, like, people would run into me out in the street, like, yo, Cam, what's up, man? Sometimes I didn't even know these people, but maybe I booked their band for one of our shows and stuff, and they were just like, yo, thanks a lot, dude, you really hooked us up, and we weren't getting much exposure elsewhere, and you put us on without even hearing our music. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's what it's all about, man. So anyway, I wanna get that back, man. I wanna get back to being the old me and just be charismatic and live a fun life again, and not have it be all about work all the time. You know, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. Oh, by the way, I just found out today I'm on mandatory overtime. I gotta go back. I gotta go to work Sunday through Friday now. This is nuts. Like, it happens way too often. I need to get out of this. I would like to be in a position where I have more free time to visit my family and my friends back home, and man, if I could start up a business and maybe relocate some of my friends and have them work for me, and we all be good, damn, that would be awesome. That would be the dream. Or if I could, you know, do YouTube full time and like maybe have a business on the side, or like play in a band and really devote some like good time into it, that'd be awesome. But as for right now, I gotta stick with the grind, man. Stick with the grind. Stick with the grind. If you're from New York City and you're watching my channel, please subscribe. Please also, you know, check up on me every once in a while. You know, I got a lot of insight for you guys that, you know, to give you a different perspective for, you know, for somebody that is living outside of New York City. You know, a lot of New York City residents, like I said in the previous video, a lot of New York City residents never get to leave New York City and or get to experience the rest of New York State. I've driven through most of New York State. I've been up to Albany, Binghamton, Buffalo, Fredonia, Rochester. They're all pretty cool places. But I gotta tell you, the one weirdest place I've ever been, I think I only remember like the county. It was like 12 miles away from the Canadian border. I think it was St. Lawrence County. Man, I don't like to talk bad about people, man, but like these people up there, they have to be like inbreds or something, dude. Like, they're so weird. So weird. Like, I remember getting out at a gas station. I was getting gas. I got out and went into the little mini mart, and as soon as I opened the door and walked foot in that place, stepped my first steps in the place, everybody was engaged in a conversation with each other, with the clerks, with whoever, and like it was like everybody from that town knew each other or whatever. And the moment I step foot in there, everybody stops and like stares at me. They're like, who the hell is this guy? It was strange. Now, let me give you a preface right now. I'm gonna say a lot of stuff that I should probably say give you a preface for, a disclaimer for, because I say a lot of wild stuff sometimes. Like, I was about to swear right there. I'm not really too sure, like, if I'm allowed to swear on YouTube. I want to get monetized, but anyway, I say a lot of wild stuff. And this specific story that I'm talking about in upstate New York, St. Lawrence County, I believe. I was driving down this one road. It must have been like 50 miles long. It was like 10 miles of nothing, 2 miles of like 30 houses, another 10 miles of nothing, another 2 miles of like 30 houses, and it was like the same pattern. So I'm thinking, like, these people must be limited to like their exposure to the world and their exposure to like getting new friends and meeting new people outside their, 10 block radius or whatever, like there has to be some weird stuff going on there, man. There's got to be like, cousins boning and stuff, and I don't like to think about this, but man, I got such a weird vibe up there, up in St. Lawrence County. Hopefully I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully there are great people out over there, and I don't doubt that there's great people over there, but the moment I stepped foot in that mini mart, dude, I was just like, yo, I do not belong here. Let me tell you about this other interesting fact about a time that I felt like I didn't belong. Where I currently work at, and I don't live in the South. I'm still on the East Coast, like Northeast. I don't live in the South. I see a lot of Confederate flags, and I'm like, yo, like, we're not even in the South. Well, like, why the Confederate flags? I thought the Confederate flags is all about Southern pride. Like, what's this all about? And then, at my job, I've seen at least 2 people with, like, Nazi tattoos. Like, one dude had, like, the size of a big face watch right over his wrist. He had like a swastika in a circle with a Third Reich eagle on top of it. Like, that ain't Nazi imagery. I don't know what is, Another guy, this guy had a tattoo of a skull with a helmet on, with like a war, like, army type of helmet, and on the side of the helmet was like those like little electric, like they're SS symbols. I was gonna say like electric lightning bolts or whatever, but the SS symbols for, I don't know specifically what it's about. I do know it's Nazi related, the SS symbols. But man, weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. Another time, I took a high school trip out to a high school senior trip to Virginia Beach, and a bunch of big old school pickup trucks just driving around with the big Confederate flags hanging out the back. Like, what message is that sending? It's weird. It's weird. It definitely made me feel like, yo, I'm not supposed to be here. I gotta get out of this place. But, let me check something. Yep, I am still recording. My battery is kind of running low. It was like 14%. By the way, I'm using a Sony a6000, a mirrorless crop frame camera with a Sigma 16mm lens. Hopefully this looks good. Supposedly Sony cameras are supposed to do really well in low light areas. But yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, jeez Louise. So I got a couple of things planned for this channel. Gonna talk about what my background is in college, and I did tell you a little bit about me being a musician. I got some pretty interesting friends, a lot of musician friends that play in bands. And then hopefully I'm going to be reaching out to my musician friends that are in bands, and I'm going to share some of their music with you all, and you know, put them on and give them some exposure, because a lot of people from New York City and the Bronx specifically have no idea that there's such a big rock, alternative rock, metal, hardcore, punk rock scene in the Bronx. And I would like to be able to put my friends on and, you know, share their music with you all. I'm not Southern, so I'm not gonna say y'all. That feels weird. But you all, you get what I'm saying. I mean, also, who knows? Maybe later on I might open up the grounds to, you know, some of you people that are also musicians and would like to get some exposure. Maybe I might reach out to some of you, and you'll help me out with that, you know. Yeah, man, I got a lot of talented friends, man, and sometimes looking at these guys, I think to myself, like, yo, what am I doing? I'm slacking. Like, I need to get on my stuff. I need to get on my stuff and start, you know, working harder and get back to business and start playing music all over again. There was a short period of time where when I was in college, I did some DJing because I didn't have time to meet up with other people and sync our off time together so that we could get together and play in a band. So I started DJing. I had Pioneer CDJs, MK800s. Those are pretty cool. I luckily I jumped on right in between the era where you had to DJ on CD, and then we did the cool crossover into Serato and Tractor, the software base you know, format. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool time. I had a college radio show. It played online. It played in the lunchroom and stuff, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I did the type of music I did at the very beginning. I did hardcore.